You're a prophet, he said, when you see a Christian or a Jew, don't salute him, don't greet him with peace and force him to walk in the sewage. I mean, do you see what Islam teach, my friend? Because later in the comment he will say, Islam teach you to respect others. Read carefully. Here he said, therefore, you are just showing how much respect your religion teach. Islam teach Muslim to respect people, view and believe, and not to make mockery. Why does not Christianity teach this? Or don't you adopt this? I mean, I believe you, my friend. This is why your prophet, he said, if you see a Christian or a Jew in the street, spit in his face, force him to walk in the sewage, for he is not equal to you. I mean, this is not mockery. This is a lot of respect. Do you see how they play victims? What kind of a prophet, he says, if you see somebody, he is a Christian or a Jew, harm him in the road. For no reason, he is just a Christian walking in the street. Why you want to do that? A person going to his work, a person going to buy some grocery, a person taking his child somewhere, a person accompanying his wife, a Muslim, his duty is to force you. Actually, Christians for centuries are not allowed to ride the donkey and their face facing the front of the donkey. His face have to face the ass of the donkey. You believe it? So those cowards, their agenda is full of ethic. Actually, obviously, he drip ethic. Actually, I believe that Muhammad, when he walk in the street and he sweat, he don't sweat. He sweat ethic. But as usual, they beat you and they cry first. Ethic. When Muhammad, he killed the husband of Safiya, and he killed her father. Actually, I believe that Muhammad, and he killed her family, and he killed her tribe. He sweat, he don't sweat. He sweat. What was the ethic of your prophet? And he slept with her in the same day too. But as usual, they beat you and they cry first. You killed her husband, and she was a bride. And then you filthy, you sleep with her after a few hours. What kind of a man this man is? He killed her tribe. He just woke a little bit from the town after they took all the money, and then he made a tent and he raped her. But as usual, they beat you and they cry first. You killed her husband, and she was a bride. We have endless complaints from Muslims about ethic. We are people, we don't have ethic, you know. I mean, Muslims are following the best of ethic in the world. I mean, who is better than Muhammad? You tell me. And then he made a tent and he raped her. There's nobody better than Muhammad, you know that. He is the best of the best. He is the best in rape, he is the best in theft, he is the best in everything. And everybody knows that. And then, when she was a bride, we have endless complaints from Muslims about. So when the Muslim make a comment, first of all, I want to ask you Muslims, why you don't answer the questions we are asking instead of making a drama? Anybody can interrupt the book with their own limited knowledge. I'm not giving interpretation for the book. You give me, go ahead, call me. He is the best on theft. He is the best on everything. But if you look up the interpretation of what you are making mockery, you will see different meaning. Okay, I'm going to do that right now. So when the Muslim make a comment, first of all, actually the mockery you are talking about is because I was reading your interpretation, and that's why you're upset. Anybody can interrupt the book. If we go to the Quran, chapter 86, verse number 6 and 7, I read the interpretation of Ibn Kathir. Note, I am not making interpretation. Note, I'm not making a mockery. Note, I'm reading what you Muslim believe. Note, you will get upset for me reading what you believe. This is the whole story. You are upset because I'm showing you the stupidity in your Quran. When I say the word stupidity, you say this is mockery. You can say whatever you want. This is how it is. ethical. Islam, everything is upside down. First of all, your prophet, he taught you can do muta. And actually, sorry, I take the word back. Nowhere Muhammad says don't do prostitution. Actually, he encouraged it. We are talking about supposedly what it's considered fornication. If you go in the Quran, you will see the Quran saying clearly there is no punishment for prostitution, and the Muslim they were doing it as a business. Everything is upside down. And Muhammad, this is how you can search for it. Just search for this word. Zinj, rebellion. When we ask Muslims why Muhammad was marrying too many women, they say, oh, he was, he is, doing politics. I don't know where Jesus told you to worship him. All the Bible says Jesus, he told us to worship him. Everywhere. Isn't it him who says, me and the Father is one? Have you ever heard of somebody saying, me and God, that your God is one? Me and your God is one. I mean, what do you want more? Hmm? What the Muslim he want more exactly? I don't know what the Muslims want. Anyone know? Each time Jesus in the Bible, he says, I am. This is how God in the Bible, today we were talking about the names in the Bible. Each time Jesus says, I am the good, I am the good shepherd, I am the life, I am the resurrection, I am the truth, I am the way. Each time he's saying, I'm God. I mean, if he's a prophet, how he say, I am the truth? And this is one of the names of God. And you Muslims, you took that name and you put it between the 99 names of Allah. Don't you Muslims call Allah al-Haq? So if we go to the Bible and you say to us, where Jesus says that, we laugh. All the Bible says that. This is the words of Jesus. I am the door. A door of what? By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved and shall go in and out and find pasture. Jesus is the door. You Muslims, what is the door of heaven? To believe in Allah, right? Well, in Christianity is Jesus. I am the door, I am the way. No salvation but by me. As the Father know me, even so know I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. Very highly noble talk. Not like Muhammad is speaking about the ant she saw to the ant hide from Solomon. No man take it from me, what? My life. But I lay down myself. The Muslims they say, oh Jesus, Jesus he was praying, the Father he forced him to go and to be crucified, the verse in front of you. The Father and the Son is in total agreement. Remember, he said, let your will be done. Nobody will take myself from me. I lay down. So it is he who agreed. He knew what they would do tomorrow. I have the power to lay it down, and I have the power to take it again. How somebody can be killed and he can come back to life, and he says, I have the power to take it again. And then the Muslims will quote for you only the last part. They will say, oh, this is commandment I received from my Father. Be done. Nobody. But the commandment saying that you have the power. I lay down. So it is he who agreed. Over death and life. He knew what they would do tomorrow. I have the power to lay it down, and I have the power to take it again. How somebody can be killed and he can come back to life, and he says, I have the power to take it again. And then
The
the
work
Muslims
I
will quote
do
for you only the last part. They will say, "Oh, this is command.
in my Father name.
I received it. What is to be done? Nobody.
But you believe
But the
not,
command is saying that you have
not
the
of my
power.
sheep. As I said
it
to
is He
you,
over death and life.
my sheep
He knew
hear
what
my
they would do
voice, I
tomorrow.
know them, and they follow me.
I have the power
I give them
to lay
eternal
it down,
life, and they
I have
shall
the
never
power to
perish.
take it again.
Neither shall any man
How
pluck
somebody
them
can
out
do
of the
Jesus say, and
hand
he
of my
can come
hand.
back to life? And he
Which
says,
hand?
I have
My
the
hand.
power
Not
to
as
take it
carefully.
again.
And then he said, my Father, which gave them to
And
me,
then the Muslims
I
will quote for you
greater
only
than
the last
all.
part. They will say, "Oh, this is command.
My Father is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand.
No,
I and the Father
is
are as I said to you.
over death and life.
So my sheep
you cannot
my
take them
voice,
from
I
the
know
hands
them,
of
and they
Jesus.
follow me.
I have the power.
You cannot give give them. Some people they are not even worth the comment. All, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. I and the Father is one. Is it true that Harun Yahya arrested for rape? So you cannot take them from the hands of Jesus. He's practicing Islam. You cannot take them away from the Father's hands. For what reason? How from the hand of Jesus? How from the hand of the Father? Comment for I and the Father is one. Go up. And then the Jews, and this is what the question we asked the Muslims, the Muhammadan, the followers of the city Muhammad, why the Jews they want to kill Jesus, Muslims? The answer is here. He just said, yeah, and like there is some comment. And God is one. And look here, the Jews they said to him, or to answer, there's some comment like they want to stone him, they want to kill him. And then they say, You occupy their land. This is why the Quran says they have to pay jizya and they have to be humiliated. Do you think really the Christians, all those years, they did not, I mean, they were like, where Jesus never. This is why if you go to Ibn Kathir, it says God, that the Prophet and the Caliphate after him, another idiot, they wanted to be sure the continues of the humiliation of the Christians and the Jews. Abraham, and now you will say to me, oh, you are giving your own interpretation as usual. I mean, they are close. I mean, look at this. This is Ibn Kathir. Abraham is coming from Brahma. Isn't it obvious? And Sarah is diverted from Sharawida. وهم صاغرون. These are gods exist before. Okay, what صاغرون mean? You read it. Abraham, which means the one who crossed over. Fight them. He crossed to the other side. Kill. Even worth the comment. This is do you Muslims know how to read? Is it true that Harun Yahya arrested for rape? Read carefully. I mean, what a big deal. The Muslims, they lie to each other and lie to us, saying that paying jizya is paying tax. Is it? Comment froze. I cannot go up. Is jizya is paying tax? There we go. Paying jizya is a sign of kufr and disgrace. Yeah, I mean, so like the purpose of paying jizya is not only to pay money to the Muslims so they can go and have more women and they sleep at home, do nothing, and you work like a donkey to feed them. I think there's nothing maybe. Occupying your land or controlling you, and yet they steal your money. So if you are and in the top of that you have to pay them and they spit in your face. You are a follower of until they pay the jizya if they don't choose to embrace Islam. This is why Islam became when you see a Christian or a Jew in the street, because harm him, die, or pay or convert. A Christian in the street, not in war. Very simple. Already you. And who can afford land to pay? This is why the Quran says they have to pay jizya and they have to be humiliated. Feel themselves subdued, disgraced, humiliated. The Muslims, they lie to each other. This is why if you go to Ibn Kathir, therefore Muslims are not allowed to honor and the people of the after him. They are not allowed. They wanted to be sure they continue. You see, when you see a Muslim, he says to you, oh, Christians and the Jews. No, we respect Christians, we respect their belief, as usual. The Quran teaches us to be good to them. This is blah, 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 blah. So what is this? Sleep at home, do nothing, and you work like a donkey to feed them. I think there's nothing there. Occupying your land. وهم صاغرون. What is this? Okay, what صاغرون mean? And yet they steal your money. So if you are fight them, you have to kill Muslims them, are not allowed to honor the people of the Dhimma, or what صاغرون mean? To elevate them above the Muslims. Do you Muslims know how to read? They are miserable, disgraced, humiliated. Read carefully. The Muslims, they lie to each other and lie to us, saying that paying jizya is paying tax. It was reported by Abu Hurairah that the Prophet said, لا تبدأوا اليهود والنصارى بالسلام وإذا لقيتم أحدهم في الطريق فاضطروه إلى أضيقه. Don't start the Christians and the Jews with shalom. Never do shalom to them. Never, don't initiate salam to the Jews and the Christians, and if you meet any of them in the road, force them to the sewage. You see the narrowest alley here is a sewage. In the old day, they used to have an open alley in the side of the road where the dirty water goes. They steal your money. So just because you are a Christian, they force you to walk in the sewage. Because the road is for Muslims. This is why not for you. He spread fast. Because die or pay or convert. Somebody saying Muslim, they treat non-Muslim second class. My friend, they don't treat you with any class. You are just a slave. Feel themselves what a class. Go and read the Pact of Umar, and then you will sign. You are not second class. You are not third class. You are not fourth class. You are nothing. They are not allowed. You see, when you see a Muslim, he says to you, what class? Oh, you know, we respect Christians. We respect their belief. The Quran teaches us to be good to them. Blah, 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 blah. So what is this? Anyway, it's already 1:24 a.m. in the morning here. What is this? I just wanted to spend with you very short time, which is how long? Muslims are not allowed to honor
hour
the people
something.
of the Dhimma or
Supposedly this will
to
be 15 minutes
elevate
answering
them
people.
above the Muslims.
As usual, my videos,
For
as you
they
know, they are very
miserable,
short, but I can
disgraced,
do.
humiliated.
So I hope that we have a good time tomorrow, actually today. We will be again later at night in my time. So invite your friends.
It was reported by
and
Abu Hurairah
let us
that the
learn.
Prophet said,
And always you will hear, when you hear the Muslims moan, this is mockery, playing victims, that's mean you get them busted.
Jews with shalom. Never do shalom to them.
That's mean they don't know what to say.
Initiate salam to the Jews and the Christian, and if you meet any of them in the road,
no, actually, I'm not going to sleep. I have some work to do.
The narrowest area here is a sewage. In the old day, they used
always
to have
when you see them playing
in the
victims,
road where the dirty water goes.
That's mean they are out
because you are a
of
Christian,
choices.
They force you to walk in the sewage. Because the road is for Muslims.
Because the Quran forbid the Muslims to cry for peace. When somebody says, "Why you are doing mockery? Islam teach peace and teach us to respect each other."
Somebody
he is trying
non-Muslim
his
second class.
best
My friend, they don't treat you
to
with any class. You are
avoid
just a slave.
expose.
What class? Go and read the path.
It's against his religion actually to cry for
you
peace.
You are not second class. You are not third class.
You should ask for war.
Class, you are nothing.
Cry not for peace when you are the uppermost. This is the Quran order. This is not my order. And this is not my interpretation. Because they will say to you, this is what he said to you?
You see, when you see a Muslim, he says to you, what class? We respect Christians, we respect their belief. The Quran.
Let us show you the verse. Hold on, this website is frozen.
So what is this? Anyway, it's already 1:24 a.m. in the morning here.
I will open it in a different browser.
Very short time, which is how long? Muslims are not allowed to honor the people of the Dhimma or
supposedly this will be 15 minutes answering people.
Let's
try again.
My videos, as you know, they are very short, but I can do. So I hope that we have a good time tomorrow. Actually,
all right, finally.
We will be again later.
Chapter 47, verse number 35. Be not weary and faint-hearted, crying for peace while you should be the uppermost. So why the Muslims now they are signing peace agreement with Israel? Because they cannot be the uppermost. This is temporary agreement. Why they are seeking, like Trump, he tell them, shake hands with Qatar, they shake hands with Qatar. Stop shaking hands with Qatar, they stop shaking hands with Qatar. Whatever the man he said to them, they do. Shake hands with Israel, okay, we shake hands with Israel. But this is against the Quran. No, it's not. Because the Quran put a condition that you cannot seek peace agreement when you are the uppermost, but you can do it temporarily until you are strong uppermost, and then you do what Muhammad did in chapter 9 verse number 1. He said Bara'a. This is why actually the Quran, this chapter, the name is not really At-Tawbah as they claim. It was Bara'a. Bara'a, which means declaration of immunity from Allah and His Messenger from the pagan agreement.
And this is not my interpretation.
Go and kill them.
They will say to you, this is what he said to you?
All the agreement we have with them are gone. Why? Because now we are strong. So he signed an agreement with them.
Let us show you the verse. Hold on, this website is frozen.
And then it's time to kill. And then at the same time, Muhammad, he noticed that he cannot find all of them. So he said, some of them we will fight and some we will not for later. And later he killed them all.
Let's try again.
He don't want them to be united. He don't want to declare war against everybody. So he make it like, okay, this is this tribe. Those are our enemy now. We wash our hands from any agreement.
Number 35.
So he can take them one after one. Each fool of them, he think, okay, Muhammad now will attack the neighbors. It's not me, so why I want to bother? But they don't know that they are next. So cry not for peace when you are the uppermost.
Because they cannot be the uppermost. This is temporary agreement. Trump is paying the jizya? That's funny. As I know, it's the opposite. Each time a Muslim king come to USA, he put a big check in the pocket of Trump. Right now, our army in Qatar is sitting there for free. We have the biggest base in the world. Free electricity, free food, free base, free land, free anything free. Who's paying jizya? Same in Saudi Arabia. We don't pay a penny. Even your Turkey have 3 bases, American bases. Anyway, you see, any country in the world, it doesn't matter, even if it's European countries, the second they allow other nation to have a base of army in their land, that means they are weak. Doesn't matter what nation it is. And America have bases all over. They have in Syria, they have in Iraq, they have in Turkey, they have in Saudi Arabia, they have in Qatar, they have in Bahrain, they have, I mean, you name it. All the agreement we have with them are gone. Why you have the American there? Because simply you need our protection. And actually, this is one of the things I don't like about Trump. Trump, he decided to work, to do business. He became a police to protect the Muslims, even from each other. He protects Saudi Arabia from Iran. What's your business? If not, USA, the Shia, they will swallow all those Islamic Sunni countries in the Middle East, and all of Saudi Arabia and all of Egypt will turn Shia, as it used to be before. You know, all this territory used to be Shia, and it's coming back to Shia, actually. But they don't know that they are next. And actually, the one who made the Shia take over again is the American. American, they are weird, you know what I can say? The American, they are the one who took Saddam Hussein, and the Shia could not take Saddam Hussein. It's impossible. He have a strong army, he's in control. The Shia have no arms, even though they are the majority. But then George Bush, he decided to take Saddam Hussein. And then the Shia, they could not believe it, how lucky they are. And then they took Saddam Hussein, and now the Sunni are living like slaves in Iraq. They are not even second-hand, third-hand citizen. They are not a citizen. So they took Saddam Hussein away, and now we have a Shia in control. Even your Turkey have 3 bases. The mullahs are in control. However, I believe that what happened, somehow it can be good, because now the Shia power is growing, and I like that. Doesn't matter what nation it is. Anyone knows why? And America have bases all over. They have in Syria, they have in Iraq, they have in Turkey, they have in Saudi Arabia. Now they are busy, the evil ones are busy with each other. ISIS fighting Shia. You see that now the Sunni, and they are not really targeting Christians as before. They are busy with each other. They are not even worried about Christians protection, because their worry now is the Shia. Every Islamic Sunni country are terrified because of Shiaism. Shia is entering the houses of the Muslim Sunni everywhere. And Iran is spending a lot of money to establish Shia in Islamic countries. This is why you see Yemen now, most of it became Shia. The Sultan of Oman, the older country, is a form of Shia. Bahrain, more than 80% of the population are Shia. The king of Bahrain is giving Pakistani people citizenship to make little balance. Is the American. American, they are weird, you know what I can say? The American, they are the one who took Iran is going to swallow them. And the Shia could not take it's just a matter of time. Unless the American, they went in war with Iran and destroyed the government. But, I say thank God that Trump, he did not go stupid, because maybe he was going to do it, maybe. And then they took Saddam Hussein, and now the same as they did in Iraq. Let the evil be busy. Because if those evil government, they are not busy fighting each other evil, they will spend their money fighting you. However, I believe that what happened, somehow it can be good. Because now power is growing. I like that. Now, Saudi Arabia is busy, anyone knows why, to fight Iran. But what if there is no Iran? Now they are busy. You know what I mean? Like Osama bin Laden, he left from Saudi Arabia. He's sponsored by the Saudi king, by the Saudi family, royal family. They send donations. They collect a lot of money and they send it to Bosnia. They send it to Afghanistan. Why? Because at that time there was no Iran. They were busy with Soviet Union. The American, they used them. They told them, those are kuffar. Let us tell those stupid ones to go and do jihad. Okay, we give you weapons. And this is exactly what happened. American senators, they went to Afghanistan and they were quoting the Quran for the Mujahideen. And Osama bin Laden, he became a hero in Washington newspapers. Bahrain, more than 80% the population are Shia. The king of Bahrain is giving Pakistani people citizenship. You believe it? To make it balance. If we search in Google right now, I don't want to change the topic, but just maybe a final. Just to show you how the American always, they use Islam as a tool. Western in general. You know, the same as the British government, they use Lawrence the Arab, if you heard his story. His story is real. Maybe in the movie they add some fictions, but his story is real. Because if those evil... Let me see if I can find a newspaper. Government. They are not busy fighting each other evil. They will spend their money fighting you. However, I believe that what happened, somehow it can be good. Because now, you know what I mean? Power is growing. And I like that. Now, Saudi Arabia is busy. Anyone knows why? Anyway, you can find it, maybe search, you know, like you will find it in all the news, how they have articles about Osama bin Laden, how wonderful he was, American newspapers talking about a hero who left his country and he went all the way to Afghanistan. Here we go, I found it, just wait. Here we go. This is American newspaper. Why? Because at that time there was no Iran. What happened? They were busy with Soviet Union. He's a warrior who put his life in the road to peace. This is American newspaper. Stupid ones to go and do jihad. Okay, we give you weapons. Anti-Soviet warrior put his army in the road to peace. The Saudi businessman was recruited Mujahideen. Now he uses them for large-scale building project in Sudan. What a hero. He was a hero for the American. If we search in Google, no, I don't want to change the topic, but they use those idiots, and when they're done with them, you know, like, do you know the song who says like, this is Osama like a dog, you know, he's a dog, you feed him, he bites you, but he's a bad dog. So they feed him until he became big, and now he get busy, like, okay, we are done with Soviet Union, there's no Soviet, so what we will do? Let us attack America. If you heard his story, they need enemy, you know. This is why I'm saying to you, this religion, based on the existence of the religion, is based on an enemy. You have to find an enemy, otherwise there's no believers. Let me see if I can find a newspaper. If there is no Iran, it's going to be Israel. If there is no Israel, it's going to be Europe. If there is no Europe, it's going to be America. Are you getting the point? This religion is a war religion based on war. If there is no war, this religion collapses. Enemy is a must to survive. Because this is the only thing gather Islam together, is enemy. We have to tell them enemy. The Jews, the Christians are now temporarily the Shia. Allahu Akbar, they are insulting Aisha. Allahu Akbar, we have to do jihad against them. Allahu Akbar, this, you know. What happened? And then they start shooting Shia in the street. If you watch the videos of ISIS, unbelievable how filthy they are. They go in the street, guys. They drive cars and they go in the highway. They look at your car. If you have like a picture of Ali, if you have any sign that you are Shia, they start shooting at the car. Whoever inside, they kill him. Women, children, doesn't matter. Was recruited mujahideen. Now he uses them for large scale building project in Sudan. And then the Shia, when the Sunnis start killing them in Iraq, and they are the majority. What a hero. They get a fatwa from their sheikh saying, do jihad against the Sunni. And for sure they say, oh, we are not fighting the Sunni, we are fighting ISIS. But all of us, we knew that ISIS is the Sunni and Sunni is the ISIS. Same as Al-Qaeda. Same as Muslim Brotherhood. All of them, they were fighting the Shia. And right now, all the war in Syria is between Sunni and Shia. All of us, we knew. Sunni and Shia, doesn't matter what the name of the organization. The Sunni, it can be Muslim Brotherhood, it can be ISIS, it can be Al-Qaeda, it can be the one sponsored by Erdogan, which is Muslim Brotherhood, it can be the army of Turkmenistan, whatever is, garbage. All of them, they are fighting for what? Sunni versus Shia. Is going to be Europe. If there is no Europe, it's going to be America. Are you getting the point? So, if there is no Sunni, there is no Shia, you will be in trouble. Religion. They will focus on you. On war. If there is no war, this religion collapse. You see, always we say we Christians, we love peace, we love Muslims. But for sure, Islam doesn't teach the same. But for us as a Christians, to be Christian is not to hate Muslims. We cannot be Christians and hate them. But it's not the same for Islam. And you know, when somebody will say to you, this is not true, the Quran in front of us. The Quran says in chapter 5, verse 51, take not Christians and Jews as a friends. Period. There's no need for interpretation. And this is for until judgment day. And the one who take them as a friend or protector, he is not a Muslim, he's apostate. This is how bad it is to take a Christian or a Jew as a friend. So why they take you as a friend? That is called taqiyya. You can go to chapter 3, verse number 28. And then the Shia, when the Sunnis start killing them in Iraq, and they are the majority. So, they get a fatwa from their sheikh. I believe that coming, I don't know if how long I will live. I don't think I will live long. I hope not. You know. But I believe the future in the Middle East is very bad. Never was good anyway. I mean, since Islam came, the Middle East is burning. Never stopped. But the future in the Middle East is going to be very bad, especially for the Muslim Sunni. Very bad days is coming. The Shia number is growing, and the Shia, they make more babies, way more than the Muslim Sunni. Why? Because they practice muta, you know, for one night, boom, 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 the woman, she got a baby, then he jumped to the second woman. So, the Shia, they are doubling their numbers so fast compared to Muslim Sunni. Muslim Shia, they have a lot more convincing proofs that they are following Islam. As an example, they follow muta. And muta is from the Quran. How you can cancel it? So they are more following the Quran than the Muslim Sunni. But we can say not in everything. And the Shia, they have a strong point that they love Muhammad family to the point they worship them as idols. And that is very appealing to many Muslims. The Shia, they have other appealing method, which is claiming that they are the one who defend Islam fighting Israel. That's why you see the Shia says death to America, death to Israel. But we don't see usually the Sunni doing that. Even though the Sunni, they claim that they are against the Jews, right? But the one really is fighting Israel is the Shia and the Shia only. And because of that, they were able to win a lot of Muslim Sunni converting to Shiaism. So, I believe that coming. This is why, you know, and not only that, actually, we have to talk about sometime about protests and how protests can promote Shiaism. As an example, when the Israeli withdraw from the south of Lebanon. That made the Shia in Lebanon look like heroes because supposedly they made it as, I mean, the Israeli, they did something stupid. I mean, they just withdraw overnight, and they did not like announce next month, next year, etc. No, just overnight. It looked like as if they are running away when it's not really. But by doing such a stupid behavior, Hezbollah became very popular between Muslim Sunni, that they are the one who was able to take the land from the Jews. So they became very popular, and more Muslims in Lebanon, in Syria, in other countries, they start converting to Islam where Hezbollah is located. And now there is branches for Hezbollah everywhere. So they are more all over Africa. Every Islamic country, in the Niger, in Nigeria, I mean, you name it. Even they have their branches in Venezuela. When Chavez he came a president, Chavez he hired a vice president who is a member of Hezbollah. Maybe many of you do not know the vice president of Chavez. He is a Muslim and he is a member of Hezbollah. And the plan was that Chavez he goes and Hezbollah will take over Venezuela. But the one really is fighting Israel is the Shia. I mean, the story is endless. And because of that, they were able to win a lot of Muslim Sunni converting to Shia. And the evil will never stop. But sometimes evil can prevent evil. This is why, you know, and not only that, actually, two evil fighting each other. As an example, when the Israeli withdrew from the south of, you know what I mean? That made the Shia in Lebanon look like heroes. I believe that in no more than maybe 10 years from now. You see, Trump, he was very smart when he put sanctions in Iran, etc. So he weakened Iran too much. But now we have this Biden, he will come, he might go and make an agreement with them. This guy is just an idiot when it's come to politics abroad. So mostly we knew what will happen. Biden, he will make agreement with Iran again. Iran will get their power again. They will start making good money again. And they will start flourishing with their Hezbollah around in the area again. And then the Saudi, they will notice that they became lonely and America is not, you know, they have Biden, they don't have Trump no more. So they lost their protection. And I believe the Saudi, they are going to buy, if they did not buy already, a nuke weapon from Pakistan. Because this is the only way they can protect themselves from Iran. So things is getting really bad, it's going to get really ugly, and the war will explode all over. And time will come, and the American, you know, we have Democrat ruling, they will say, you know what, none of our business, leave this country, leave Saudi Arabia, we want to protect Saudi Arabia, we want to protect Kuwait, we are going to protect Emirat, and they will take their hands away, and then the war will start. The only reason in the Middle East, there is little form of peace. If we can say that peace exist, I mean, where is the peace exist? Where? You know, Turkey is involved in war, Libya, Syria, Iraq, Yemen, I mean, you name it. But this is supposedly we have peace now. When the Americans, they take their hands away, this area will be boiling with killing and slaughtering. Two evil fighting each other. And just wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow will come. Thank you for the one who is praying for me. May the Lord bless you, my friend. I appreciate that. And, you know, for me, don't make anything like make you disappointed. We have the Lord, and nothing will be done. Nothing will be done. And nobody can overcome him. So the evil, the ones they can do their evil. Yes, the Bible says that the sun will raise upon the bad and the good. The bad, they will get their sun too. But that is for a certain time. notice that they are became lonely, and America is not, they have Biden, they don't have Trump no more, so they lost their protection. And I believe the Saudi, they are going to buy. Yeah, we are not mocking Muslims. We don't mock. We are just sharing the truth. I mean, people they say mockery, whatever. Well, if saying the truth is mockery, this is your business. If I say Muhammad is a fraud, that's a mockery for them. But he's a fraud for me. That's why I'm a Christian. Otherwise, why I don't believe in Islam? And when a Muslim he says Jesus is not a man, not God, this is a mockery. But I don't blame him. I mean, he's a Muslim. So anyone can make any statement you say a form of mockery as he wish. It's like a fashion design up to their customs. But Muslims they do mockery for real on us, and they do harm. We pay jizya. They kidnap our women, they execute the one who preached the gospel, they forbid the Bible, you cannot open a church, if you celebrate Christmas you will be arrested, if you are a Muslim, you leave Islam, you convert to Christianity, you will be killed, and they are worried about the word mockery. Here you see the hypocrisy. Here you see the hypocrisies. Where the one who do the bad things, he play victim. And just wait for tomorrow. Anyway, for us as a Christians, we have a duty to share the truth, and the truth will set you free. And at the same time, we cannot hate the Muslims, because if we do, that will make us evil. And, we have enough evil in this earth. We have the Lord. You know what I mean? We don't need more. Nothing will be done. So we don't want to preach hate. We don't want to preach that we are just talking about reality and what's happening. Reality is ugly. We don't like it, but this is how it is. So when I speak about what's happening in Syria, what's happening in Iraq, what's happening in Yemen, this is ugly. It's not us who choose it. It's not us who. But the reality is, if they are not busy with each other, they will come to me and kill me. This is reality. Otherwise, we Christian, we don't prefer war with anyone. Yeah, we are not mocking. The Lord, He says, bless those who spread peace. I mean, people they say mockery. We want peace for Muslims. Well, but reality is, I mean, ask yourself, Iran is in Iran. What do they have to do with Israel? I mean, what Iran have to do with Israel? And why every morning they shout death to America, death to Israel? And when a Muslim he says Jesus is not a man, not God, this is a mockery. But I don't blame him. I mean, what their business? They are not even the neighbors. Anyone can make any statement you say a form of mockery, right? As you wish. It's like a fashion design up to their customs. If they preach hate, our duty to expose the hate. They preach those mullahs and the yellow pages. But in the same time, you don't hate the Muslims, because if you do, that means you are just spreading more evil, and Satan he was successful to make us hate each other. And they are worried about the word mockery. Right? Here you see the hypocrisy. CP, read the Bible sometimes. I would, if you do offline, I don't know what they mean. Choose life. Where the one who do the bad things, he play victim. And just wait for tomorrow. I mean, you hear news every day about ugly stuff, scary stuff. You see the hypocrisy in the media, and they are very selective. Like if somebody, like every day, there's a group of people being slaughtered in Africa, Christians specifically. Nigeria, Kenya, you name it. Just because they are African poor, they are not in the news. Hardly we can see them somewhere, like in a corner or somewhere. But if an attack happened in Paris, or an attack happened in England, or an attack happened in Washington, D.C., the whole world talk about it. You see the hypocrisy? If they are not busy with each other, they will come to me and kill me. Why, when there is poor Christians being slaughtered, nobody talk about it? The whole village is slaughtered. The whole village, I saw it in the news. The whole village is gone. The Lord, He says, bless those who spread peace. And who is talking about it? News agencies, nobody even read their news. But reality is, I mean, ask yourself, Iran is in Iran. What do they have to do with Israel? If a woman, she is a Muslim, and somebody he insulted hijab, the news, CNN talk about it, every talk about it. He insulted the hijab. What their business? What about the Christians are being killed, slaughtered, tortured, kidnapped? right? What about a woman in Pakistan? She spent more than 10 years in jail just because they accuse her that she said something wrong about the Quran. What about a guy, they took him to the fourth floor and they throw him from the top of the fourth floor because he made a post on Facebook? What about a group of Christians in Indonesia? They slaughter them and they cut their heads and they burn their churches. This is now, this is not century ago. CP, read the Bible sometimes. If you do offline, right? What do you mean? Choose life. My friend, we will explain anything, but maybe later. It's already getting late for me. It's already 2 o'clock. Unbelievable. It's 1:26 minutes already. You see the hypocrisy in the media. Yeah, if you are from, actually, discrimination is existent and now, you see. I mean, okay, I have an American passport. What if I decide to fly with my Middle Eastern passport? I'm the same person. You know what I mean? Just because they are African poor. Do you see how they say to you there's no discrimination? No, there is discrimination. The whole world discriminates. Even your country discriminates you for my favor. As an example, if I go to Indonesia, they will, okay, in the airport you take like a visa, right? Well, do America give you visa as an Indonesian? No. So how your government accept? That's mean your government accepting discrimination too. Why? Because I have an American passport, I can fly anywhere and you cannot. Is that fair? That discrimination. I just buy a ticket. I am the same person. If I use an Arabian passport, like especially for those countries who have a bad reputation, which all of them mostly, nobody will welcome me. They will capture me in the airport and they will send me in the investigation. Why you are here? What are you doing? But if you are an American citizen, you fly anywhere. She spent more than 10 years in jail just because they accuse her that she said something wrong about the Quran. So discrimination exists. This is, forget about Islam and Christianity now. Human being is a creature of discrimination. They speak too much about justice, but this earth never was and will never be the land of justice. Never. They cut their heads and they burn their churches. Never, never, never. This is now. This is not century ago. Is it justice that 5% of the American, they earn more than the 95%? Right. Is that justice? No. My friend, we will explain anything, but is it justice that there's a company owned by a bunch of kids and they can control what we say in YouTube and they can ban you? But yet they can say whatever they want? Is it justice that a guy, he open a company and then they decide because his company is growing to ban him from, the guy is just doing business. What's your business? Oh, he is against our rules. What's your rules? What do you have to do with him? You know what I mean? Right? So, discrimination always will exist. And discrimination, by the way, can be, even from those who they claim to be victims, they can be discriminating the other person too. Okay, in the airport you take like a visa, right? Even the one who is discriminated, he discriminates. Visa as an Indonesian? No. Human being is very bad creature. Very bad. Don't you see what people they do to each other just when they are playing football? They are willing to kill each other for the sake of football. That discrimination. You would challenge me to debate a scholar? Okay, bring the scholar. I accept that challenge, my friend. Your scholar is scary. I hope he have a beard. Nobody will welcome me. They will capture me in the airport and they will say the investigation. Why you are here? What are you doing? Why, if you can write one book, regardless? I don't know what you mean, my friend. I do not understand you. Are you saying why I don't write a book, maybe? So, discrimination exists. It's not my topic, I'm talking about religion. But here we are just having a conversation. They speak too much about justice, but this earth never was and will never be the land of justice. Never, never, never. This is now. This is not century ago. Is it justice that 5% of the American... Yeah, Rafael, come tomorrow. Your team is still here. Actually, you know what? it is really good. I mean, I'm so glad that the internet is exist, because not long time ago that is impossible to share your thought with people from around the earth. You know, uh, like in the other day, a few days ago, 3 days ago or 2 days ago, a guy from Bukhara. I mean, this is a city. I never imagined somebody would hear about me in there, or Indonesia. I mean, millions. So, isn't it amazing? So this internet is good. At the same time, it's bad, depending on how you use it. But this is how life, all of it is. Anything in life can be bad and good. Anything, even the poison of a snake. Even the poison which is exists to kill can be very useful for a human being, or it can be death. Even the one who is discriminated, he discriminates. Anything. Human being is very bad. Like when a human being he get married, what he expect? He expect that he will have honeymoon. They call it honeymoon, right? Honeymoon. He is happy. He call her honey. She call him honey. And like like babe, babe, huh? Babe. I don't know what that babe mean. I don't know. It's funny. Babe, what do you want, babe? And what do you want, honey? And then 3 months after, they are throwing rocks and shoes at each other. And what happened? Right? So everything in this life have two sides, bad and good. You might do charity, and then somebody take the money of the charity you do and use it for something bad. But you think you are doing good. Even charity can be used for bad. But here we are just having a conversation, right? So, a human being is very, very scary creature. Hard to predict how scary he is, and the most scary part of a human being is how he change. You see, there's some people they change for good. That's not the one who scares you, but the one who changed for bad. That is the one you should be worried about. We have Mr. Meow. We need to go. Okay, Meow. Your name, like I mean, you have a picture of a cow, and you are calling us names. Okay, take care, Meow. Say hi to mommy. Your mommy, she taught you how to say nice words. She's a good woman. Obviously, she gave birth to you in the bar. Isn't it amazing? And only Allah knows who is your father. Anyway, anything in life can be bad and good. Anything, even the poison of a snake. Arabic mistake on the Quran. You see, I don't do work in Arabic. I used to, but because there's many good people, they are doing great work exposing Islam in Arabic. So there's no need for me. People who speak Arabic, they get the opportunity more way than you to see how stupid Islam is. You, because you don't know the language, they can fool you, they can lie to you. Everything, all the translation is fabricated. Right? Now, don't take my words about. I mentioned to you the marriage as an example. Don't go get married, my friend. Don't worry. You can have a honeymoon every day. Don't worry. Just try to, and I mean, make your mother-in-law happy. It will be fine. Show your face. Abdul Malik. I don't think you are even a Muslim. I think you are just a kid coming here just for fun. Take a high, because you keep saying the same stuff, stupid things. Come back with a different name. Actually, if you watch the chat, I advise you, by the way, if you want to study human being behavior, read the chat of people, and you will see how a human being is really funny. I advise you even to read your own text after we finish, and you will notice that sometimes you are really funny. I mean, you are weird too. When people they chat, their questions, their answers, it is really hilarious. You will see how many of us suffering from flight of thoughts like Muhammad. 1 second we are talking about potato, the second after we are talking about building a house. She gave birth to you in the bar. And only Allah knows who is your father. Let us see. Please give reference for Jibreel, Test, Khadija, and Muhammad. Well, why you don't save it when I did it? are a bit mistaken.
When we go again, you see, this is why I say to you always when I do a video, I pause the link, save it.
There's many good people.
So you don't ask me again. Is it right? Is it really, is it justice that after hours I speak, explain, and then a few days after you, I mean, I just mentioned just what yesterday? How come you don't have the reference?
You, because you don't know the
Why you don't have the link?
they can lie to you. Everything, all the translation is fabricated.
Right?
Right?
Okay, guys, be careful when the text you post about things about Islam, you know, and other things. Let us not to, let not to use very aggressive words. Be nice, please.
You can have a honeymoon every day. Don't worry, you know. Just try to.
Do we have?
Make your mother-in-law happy. It will be fine. Show your face. You know, Abdul Malik. I don't think you are even a Muslim. I think you are just a kid coming here just for fun. Take a hike.
All right, here, Carolina, she is posting the link for you because she saved it. Thank you, Carolina. Say thank you to her. See? She helped you.
You know, actually, if you
Why you don't invite fellow Christian apologists to your show? I don't like it.
read the chat.
You see, one of the things I don't like is a show. It's not real, you know. I mean,
Read your own text after we finish, and you will notice that sometimes you are really funny.
and what the point?
You are weird too.
I don't see a reason.
When people they chat, their questions.
Are we short?
Answers, it is really
I mean, are we short of answers?
how many of us
Do we need somebody to give us better answers? Well, so if you want to ask them, those you call them apologists, go and ask them. They go live. They take questions like me. Actually, none of them used to take questions and go live like me. You know, this is they are trying to do that. Like actually, I am the first one who started doing this. All of you, you know. They make videos before, they post videos, but they never have a chat running, answering questions. And until now, the only one who take live questions, live calls, I think it's me.
I post the link, save it.
Anyway, I don't find any reason to have anyone, and I don't like to be in anyone's show. You know, they invited me before, and I don't really like it. And actually, already I am invited many times by others to join them. I said no. You know, I don't like it really.
Why you don't have the link?
Last time I did join, people they asked me, they start asking me, is your hair is white?
Okay, guys, be careful with the text you post.
How tall are you? I mean, what kind of interview this interview is? Anyway, so I don't need to be with anyone, and I think they don't need me too. I mean, I do what I do. You remember the chapter of Al-Kafirun, I eat not what you eat, and you eat not what I eat, and I will not do eat what you eat, because you will not eat what I eat, and I will never do eat what you eat, because you don't eat what I eat, and I will never eat what you eat, for I have my food, you have yours. Someone saying, are you selfish? Well, I heard that the atheists, they say that we used to be a fish. I don't know about the cell part. What selfish have to do with this? If I am selfish, I will not be sitting here with you, wasting my time. I will be watching video, a movie, and drink some tea and have a good time. Why when I said it is 2 a.m. in the morning? I mean, is that a sound like a selfish person for you? Are you selfish?
So if you want to ask them, those you
Oh boy.
apologists, go and ask them.
Anyway.
They go live. They take questions like me.
Oh.
Actually, none of them used to take questions and go live like me. You know, this is they are trying.
It's hard to make people, you know.
The first one.
I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. You know, I said like somebody, I don't know. I said contact me in Patreon. And then the person, he kept me mailing me. He says, "You want to talk to me in private?" My friend, why you want to talk to me in private? Ask me the question.
Anyway,
I mean, what is talking to me in private? And now they will say is selfish. If everyone want to talk to me in private, I will not have life. Are you still working Quran translation? To be honest with you, I'm not working. I mean, I am working, but very slow, you know, because you see, writing need like let us say a special atmosphere, and I don't have it right now. But I am planning, as soon as Corona is done, I hope so, I will fly somewhere
and I will, like, let's say, I will not take a vacation as much I will be working in the book. I don't need to be with anyone, and I think they don't need. The Arab Christian women collect dowry? No, we don't. What I do. There's no dowry in Arab Christians. I eat not what you eat, and you eat not what I eat, and I will not. This is something the Jews they used to do, but Arab Christians don't. Christians in general they don't do that. Eat what you eat, for I have my food, you have more, you have yours. Yeah. Someone saying Christians, Middle Eastern Christians, if you give the women a money, that's an insult. You know, simply the marriage for Arab Christians or Middle Eastern Christians, you go, there's a tradition here. You go and ask her family for her hand, and you prepare your house. They agree about the wedding date in the church, maybe engagement date too. Normal stuff. The woman, she buy her clothes, she invite her friends, you invite your family, but there's nothing money, nothing. There's no agreement whatsoever about money. Nothing. That is an insult. They don't do that. You need a wife, I will find you a wife. I don't know, King, what I did to you, but it doesn't sound like you like me a lot, because you are saying you want to find me a wife. I think you hate me, maybe. Are you praying to God to remove Corona? It's not about I am praying to God. I think Corona exists for a reason. See, everything happened is under the control of the Lord. And I believe that a human being, sometimes he needs some spanking, some slam in his face to remember how small and how little he is. So I believe that it's part of, let us say, our existence story. As the Bible says, is suffering. For the more sin we accomplish, the more bad things will happen. That's what I believe. Human being, if you noticed in the before Corona, we think we are in the moon, we control everything. People, they are doing whatever they want. And then suddenly we have this Corona, and then people, they notice that our medicine is not really medicine. Our doctors are not doing anything. It's just a little tiny virus, and it's not really that much dangerous, because you see, remember, this one doesn't kill you immediately. It takes some time. What if we have tomorrow a virus which can kill you in a few hours? What will happen to this earth? Simply the marriage for Arab Christians, what I mean? Middle Eastern Christians, you go, there's a tradition here. You go. Yeah, I remember, Sam. He said, "Do you remember when the Muslims, when Corona came, they said this is a punishment from Allah for China?" Yeah. Anyway, so I believe it's part of our life that those things will happen, and I believe in the future, because a human being obviously is not going forward to good life, is going to be more ugly. So I believe in the future we will have way more dangerous death. Like you see, somebody, he mentioned Ebola, but for some reason Ebola did not spread all over the world. I'm not sure why. I think it's have to do with some ethnic group, maybe. That's why it affects them only. Otherwise, this Ebola is very bad. But I believe time will come, and there is a virus will come, and not only a million or two or three, I believe hundreds of millions will die, if not billions. Especially now, with the existence of airplanes, and so I believe that you go to Indonesia, you find people from all the world, right? From every country. Okay, so it's not Indonesia alone. Like before, to go to China, you have to travel for 2 or 3 months. Now to go to China is going to take you maybe 16 hours. But yet, at the end of the day, you will be in China. So, I believe this will happen. Suddenly we have this Corona, and in the same time, the reason it's going to happen is depend on us. If you remember the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, where the Bible speaks about it, there's only 10 decent people in this town. God will not punish it. Just 10, just 10. There's no 10. So, a human being is going bad, and a human being, he don't remember who he is until he see the grave.
Actually, I advise you. This is an advice from me to you. I don't know. It might be sound strange, right? I advise you to go from time to time to graveyard.
Anyway, so I believe it's part of our life that those things will
The
happen.
reason I
And
say
I
that to
believe
you,
in the future, because a human being
because
is not going forward in
graveyard
life
always remind you
ugly.
who you
So
are.
I believe in the future we will
You
have
see, we become so proud. You
endures.
make money, you are successful,
But you see,
you have a degree, you are young,
for some reason,
you know, you can jump, you can dance, you are healthy, whatever, or maybe the
it's got
opposite.
to do with some ethnic group, maybe.
But the only place
This one is
where
the thing.
reality
Otherwise, this Ebola is very bad. But I believe time will come, and
is
when this will
astonishing
come,
is the graveyard.
not only a million or two or three, I believe hundreds of millions will die, if not
In the
billions.
graveyard,
Especially now
in a moment of a
with
truth, you will
the
notice
existence
that
of
you are nobody.
aliens and I mean,
You see all those names
hundreds
here,
will
we have
die all
742
over
people.
the world, right?
All of us, we are
From
dead
everywhere.
already.
Okay, so it's not Indonesia alone.
The graveyard is waiting. I know many of you will be
To go to
upset now from
China,
what
you
I'm
have
saying,
to travel for
but
two
this is the
three
truth.
months. Now to go to China is going to take you maybe 16 hours.
That is the truth.
But yet,
And a human being, he needs to be reminded from time to time about
I
the
believe
truth.
this will happen.
So when you do and you live,
At
remember
the same time, the
that this
Bible
life was not exist for the one
us
before you to be exist for you
remember the
tomorrow.
story of Sodom and Gomorrah, where the Bible
If this
says
life was
that
exist
God
for Alexander the
descended
Great,
in this town.
and he
God
was a
10.
king who controlled
There's 10,
huge
There's no 10.
land, all the old land he
So
controlled it, if we can say so.
a human being is going bad, and a human being, he don't
Kings, they
remember
die.
who he is until he see the grave. Actually,
Everybody.
I advise you. This is an advice from me to you.
So
I don't know.
those who, you know, like they are driven by this life, and life became a car, life, you know, I love to have a nice car too, you know, for sure, I wish. If you give me a nice car right now, I will drive it right away. No problem. Actually, I will close the chat and I will go to drive it.
Always remind you.
Yeah. I mean, I hate my car. Each time I go inside the door, my head hit the roof. Anyway,
Become so proud. You make money. You are successful.
so
you have a degree. You are young.
life,
You can
the
jump,
way
you can
you
dance,
you know,
are healthy.
you have it around you, especially like, you know, through the years and the age, you know, your age. My friend Vito, why you keep posting again and again? You want me to block you?
Is the
Why you post this on again and again? I mean, you are a Christian and you keep spamming the chat. Wake up, my friend. Act like an adult.
In
So
the moment of truth, you will notice that you are nobody.
through the years, you will go through many things, and you will notice that when you are, let's say, younger, even the music you listen to is different from when you are older, right?
The graveyard is
So what does that mean? That you are changing.
But this is the truth.
The music you hear is not the same. What you like yesterday is not what you like tomorrow.
And a human being, he needs to be reminded from time to time
But what about what will happen to you
So when you do and you live, remember
in
that this life was not exist for the one before
few
you
years?
to be exist for you tomorrow.
You know, I cannot say even maybe tomorrow.
Alexander the Great,
I don't know if I will live into tomorrow. Nobody knows, you know. So
huge,
one of the silly things about a human being, he think he will live forever.
if we can say so.
So when he do things, he do that as if he is living for other, you know, for forever. So you will see people, they work like crazy, collecting money, etc., blah 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 blah, and then all what you did, somebody else will take it. I guarantee you that.
Living by this life,
Everything.
became a car, life.
The house I live in, it used to be for someone before me.
For sure, I wish.
And when I die, somebody else will have it. So even my house is not my house.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
hate my car. Each time I go inside the door, my head hit the roof. Anyway.
Even my house is not my house.
So
So what is yours? Nothing.
the way you
Even your clothes is not your clothes.
have it around you, especially like
Nothing. You have nothing.
Years in the age, you know.
So what about, and I want to finish with this, I don't want you to be upset. What about we learn how to enjoy this life? And I believe the best joy of life is to be useful, helpful, make people around you happy, you know, build love kingdom,
Like an adult.
and that will make you extend your life. Because you know, when you are a person who don't have hate in your heart, you don't have you know the evil eating your heart from inside you, you will live differently. You will enjoy the moment as an hour,
What does that mean? That you are changing.
but in the same time it's going to go
The
fast.
music you hear
If you are an
is
evil,
not the same.
you will enjoy the second
What you like
as
yesterday
nightmare,
is not what you
and
like
it will
tomorrow.
feel like eternity.
You need to be reminded from time to time. But
You know what I mean?
about what will happen to you?
Why there is horrible people and hurting incident people only can be get satisfied? Well, you know, this is the earth, my friend. Satan is exists. Evil is real. Evil, you know, evil people are real. Satan is real. This is reality. You see, you cannot say why.
One of the silly
This is
things
how
that
it
you
is.
mean he think you will
And if there is no good, there's no bad.
when you do
You
things
see how we knew about the bad? Because we compare between this and that, and then we will find out this is good and this is bad.
people
So sometime, like how we knew that this is salty and this is sugar, well,
else will take it.
if there is no salt, we do not know what sweet mean.
Everything.
Everything is exists for a reason.
The house I live in, it used to be for someone before me.
And
And when I
the one who live
would have it.
and he learn how to live
So even my house is not my
is the one who will be happy, even when he die. Learn how to die happy, which means learn how to live happy, because you are dying now slowly. You know, we are dying. Like every second goes, like 5 minutes ago I was younger.
It's not your clothes.
It's a reality, my friend. Maybe it's so slow machine you don't see it, but it's there. You are dying slowly. So what about you learn how to live
I want to finish with this.
now happy, which means how you die happy,
Learn how to enjoy
because you are going to end dead anyway. It's just a matter of time. So learn how to die happy by living happy. How you can do that? Try your best not to be evil,
and that will make you
and this way you have a clean heart.
stand your life. Because
You have no anger.
a person who don't
You
have
forgive
hate in
people.
your heart, you don't have
And
the
you know, even if you get angry, like for us, remember, because you have a good heart, you forget fast.
you will enjoy the moment.
You see those people who get angry and they shout suddenly? Those are people, they have a good heart. They forget about the one you should fear from is the one who don't show you his anger because he's planning for something.
And it will feel like eternity.
Usually, the good ones is the one who get upset from you, and he says you are great, etc. But then after 5 minutes, he's
And hurt
nothing.
incident people only can
He give you a hug.
satisfy you.
Those are the nice ones.
This is the earth, my friend. Satan
But there is a person who is a snake.
even
He never show you his poison
you cannot say why.
until the moment come
And if there is no good,
and he open his mouth.
you see how we knew about the bad because we compare between
So,
this and that, and then we will
learn how to live
good and this is bad.
so you can enjoy how you
We
die.
know that this is salty and this is sugar. Well, if there is no
All right?
salt, we do not know what sugar.
And I know many of you don't like to speak about this issue, that how to die. Yeah, right. Yeah, we are dying. You like it or not?
The one
Right?
who live and he learned
Uh,
is the one who will be happy even when he die.
you don't know how long you will live. You might live nothing. You might die now.
Learn how to live.
This is what the Bible says. The Lord, He says, let the dead bury the dead, right? Let the dead bury the dead. When you go in a funeral, you are burying somebody. Somebody is, it's just a process, and you are next.
So what about you learn how to live
All right.
now happy, which means how you die happy.
My apologies are something of different kind of classic. Is that a scary just?
You can do that.
Did I scare the hell of you? No, I'm just natural. You know, I say things as I believe. I say things as I think. I don't add makeup to it. I say it as it is. And you don't have to agree with me. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm just telling you what I think.
You forget
But
fast. maybe I'm wrong.
People who get angry in the
Do
showers,
what you think is right for you, my
people
friend.
they have a good heart.
However,
Forget about
the Lord,
the
the
one
Lord,
who should
our
feel
God,
bad is
He,
the one who
you
don't
know,
show you
He
anything
He He
because
gave
it's
us a
blind
kind of a
trust.
guidance inside our heart. Your heart, be honest with yourself.
Usually,
When you do something wrong, you feel it
it's
inside you. You feel
90%
it.
from
You know,
you.
you feel it. So
And
why
he
you
says,
want to do it? Fight it.
and then after 5 minutes,
You feel that you feel the bad. You know it's bad, and you do it.
your heart.
So fight it, fight it. This way you can live better.
But there is a
All right.
person who is a snake.
Sleepless night.
Sure.
No, we are asleep already. Don't worry. Christian Prince, he made us sleepy. You know, I mean, they wish they never they never came to my broadcast today because look, I'm talking about death. I mean, why people they get scared from talking about death, but they like to watch horror movie.
Enjoy how you die.
See, I believe. I don't know if you watch horror movies. I believe if you watch horror movies, there's something wrong.
And I know many of you don't like to speak about this issue.
Don't be insulted.
How to die.
But if you enjoy
We are dying.
watching somebody, even if it's a movie, right? But it is a joy for you to watch it, there is something wrong.
You don't know how long you will live. You might
There is something wrong.
nothing. You might die.
So they don't like to speak about death, but they enjoy watching movies, and those movies, people shooting each other, killing each other, and they think it's a joy.
In a funeral,
I mean, what's wrong with people? So why, if I talk about death,
it's just a process.
they get upset? When all day long you watch action movies, you go search action movies. Oh, John, what's his name? John Wick. Wick. His name is Wick. Something like that. I mean, they told me watch this guy, this movie, John something like. Okay, so okay, what is that? I mean, how good this movie is. And then the guy, they killed his dog.
I say things as I think.
And then because they killed his dog, he started killing everybody.
And
I mean, this is a nice movie.
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm just telling you what I think. But
The guy, even he's a hitman. He killed a lot of people. So how? I mean, how a hitman became a hero?
however,
They kill his dog, man.
the Lord our
I mean, how you kill the dog of John Wick? He will wick you.
kind of a guidance inside our heart. Your heart in the
I mean, what happened to a human being?
when you do something wrong, you feel it inside you. You feel it.
And the guy, he start. I mean, like, and to be honest with you, like they are getting better. Like now, he got injured in his hand. You know, like I mean, in the old days, Rambo he shoot everybody and nobody hurt him. And once in the movie Rambo, he got shot in the right shoulder. In the coming scene, it was the shot in the left shoulder.
I mean, they wish they never.
What an idiot director! Sound like an Arabian, you know, from my cousins. So anyway.
Why people they get scared from?
So what happened is they start making us get excited to see violence,
Horror movies, there's something wrong.
and then that violence will grow inside you, will become part of your life.
But if you enjoy,
And what I'm worried about is if you enjoy movie have violence, then you might take that joy to your family.
joy for you to watch it.
Your children, they might carry it, and they start practicing violence with their in the future when they grow up with their wife, with their children.
So they don't like to speak about death, but they enjoy watching.
Stay away from this garbage.
People shooting each other.
It's useless. It teaches you nothing good,
I mean, what's wrong with
and no benefit of it,
talk about death? They get upset.
right?
When all day long you watch action movies.
I do not need to spank John Wick. I mean,
John,
I mean, those movies are really stupid. And but you notice here, by the way, that if this is the most successful movie,
John something like.
so how stupid a human being is.
I mean, how good this movie is.
Imagine you are an alien coming from different galaxy,
And then because they killed his dog, he started killing everybody.
and you are watching what a human being he watch for entertainment. Aren't you going to die laughing?
The guy, even he's a hitman. He killed a lot of people. So
You tell me.
I mean, how a hitman became
What a human being enjoy in his entertainment.
dog, man.
What is your entertainment?
Kill the dog of John Wick. He will wick you.
Human being is very funny creature.
What happened to human being?
You know, like a person, he wanna climb to the top of the mountain, and he wanna break a number. Okay, he wanna climb that mountain in 3 days.
Hand, you know, like I mean.
Okay,
All days.
and
Rambo, he
you
shot
climb the
everybody
mountain in
and
3
nobody
days.
hurt him. And
Well,
once in the
a human being, he
movie,
liked challenge. You know, he liked to prove himself.
It was the shot in the left shoulder.
At least this is a sport, but I don't find the point of it.
Sound like an Arabian.
But that is telling you something about the person.
So anyway,
He's empty. There's nothing there in his life.
what
He
happened
decided to
is
take his life in the direction to fight mountains.
they start making us get excited to see violence.
But what climbing mountain accomplished to mankind?
Became part of your life.
What your climbing mountain did to me and to her and to him,
Movie have
how did you help us?
then you might take that joy to your family.
You know what I mean?
Children, they might carry it and they start practicing.
What if I climb a mountain? What I did exactly?
Grow up with their wife, with their children.
Nothing.
So
What is my accomplishment?
stay away from this garbage. It's useless. It teaches you nothing good.
So life
No benefit of it.
is a,
Right?
is a short process of a breathing,
I do not
and the breathe happen by using your brain, not by your nose.
I mean, those
So when a human being,
stupid and
he just uses his nose and his mouth,
here, by the way.
he is not really
This is
breathing.
the most successful movie.
That is just,
How stupid a human being is.
cells
Imagine you
survive.
are an alien coming from different
Human
planets,
being is the one who uses his brain
and you are
to
watching
accomplish something good,
for entertainment.
and that good can be measured about how many people he helped, how many good things he did,
What a human being
and how
enjoy.
much love he earned.
What is your
If you spend your life climbing mountains, flying,
human being?
whatever you are making, and then nobody loves you,
You know,
so what you accomplish?
person he wanna climb to the top of the mountain, and he wanna be.
You wanted
he
to be
wanna
famous?
member, okay, he wanna climb that mountain.
Okay, you are
in 3
famous.
days.
And
And
so
climb the mountain in 3 days.
life
Well, a human being, he like challenge. You know, he like to prove himself.
is given to many people,
At least this is a sport, but I don't find the point of it.
but only few of them, they knew what
still,
life is.
Something about the person. So he's
The rest, they are just
and they are in his life.
alive.
He decided to take his life in the direction to fight mountains.
Maybe enough complication for today. How many of you get dizzy already?
Accomplished to mankind.
All right.
Climbing
Ah,
mountains to me and
Lord
to
have mercy.
him. How did you help us?
You know, like
You know what I mean?
when somebody he practice yoga,
I did exactly.
you know, I ask myself, I mean, what is if I practice yoga? What will happen exactly? Yoga. Yoga, I'm not talking about the sport. I'm talking about the one who sit in his butt for 6-7 hours, and supposedly he's concentrating and he close his eyes, or let us say he put his hands over his. Okay, what I accomplish? What about if I go in those 6 hours and I enjoy life, which God he gave to me as a gift, either by doing something good to me or something good to others, instead of sitting in my butt making yoga. After 6 hours of sitting in your butt doing yoga, what was your accomplishment?
Who used his brain to accomplish something good.
Yoga.
And that good can be measured about how many people he helped, how many good things
You would like me to be your son, godfather? I will be honored, my friend. But as you see, I am an internet person, so you don't meet me, you don't know me. And you know, sometimes like Muslim, they say to me, "Why you don't show your face?" They think I'm scared of them. I'm scared of nobody. I go and do seminars in person. But I am a person who don't like to be known. I don't know. You know, you see, we just mentioned about somebody like to be famous. You know, like to be famous. That is a form of worshiping yourself. You want to be famous. You want to be known. This is your accomplishment. That means you have no accomplishment really, because you can be famous by doing bad stuff. You know, just doing something bad, you will be in CNN 2 seconds. But doing something and nobody knows
maybe enough complication for the
who is this person,
how many of you get busy
and yet still people don't want to hear him, learn from him, spend time with him. That's amazing. You do not see my face. You don't know how I look like. You don't know. So, you know, for me, I believe this is very important for me as a person,
ask myself
that I do what I do
and the one who receive it, he do not know me. So even if I see you in the airport, if I sit next to you in the airplane, you will not know it's me unless maybe I speak and then you hear my voice. So it's very important for me is to do the good work and nobody knows who you are.
And I enjoy life, which God He
I
gave
do
me.
not need it. The Lord, He know what I'm doing. Is it allowed to do yoga in Christianity? You see, my friend, we just mentioned that in Christianity, God, He gave you freedom. And you can, are you allowed to do sin in Christianity? Yes, you're allowed. You're allowed, but you go to hell. He gave you freedom to do whatever you want. So I'm not saying yoga is a crime. I'm saying it's you who decide what is allowed for you or not. You see, even when God He says don't kill, still it's you who decide to kill or not. So in Christianity, there's nothing is called is it allowed or not allowed. There is something good and there is something bad. So the question is, what is good in the yoga? What instead of sitting in my bum for a few hours doing yoga, go and help an old woman who have nobody, no family. Let us say you are a lady and you are young, you know, and somebody told you to do yoga. What about you go do yoga and clean the kitchen of an old woman who have no family? Sit next to her and talk to her, give her a hug. Oh, poor woman sitting alone, you know. Many old people, they have like a cat, they have a dog because they have nobody. Isn't it better than yoga? Isn't it better than self-worshipping?
And yet still people they want to hear Him, learn from Him.
Which one is better?
Spend time with Him.
Which one will make you more happy?
It's amazing. You did not see my face.
To make an old person feel that he is someone,
for me, I believe
give them hope, give them life,
for me as a person,
listen to them,
that I do what I do.
or sitting doing nothing and you are young. Why you want to do that?
If I see you in the airport,
Don't worry, you will sit a lot when you get old.
it's me, unless maybe I speak. And then
You will get all the time to do yoga.
so it's very important.
So why you want to do yoga when you are young?
And nobody
When you are old, you will sit and you will not be able to move. To go to the bathroom is going to take you half hour. To come back will take you 3 hours.
Is it allowed to do yoga in Christianity?
So why you are rushing for this yoga? It's coming.
In Christianity, God He gave you freedom. And you can. Are you allowed to do sin in Christianity? Yes, you're allowed. You're allowed, but you go to
I
hell.
don't know if you understand me or not.
He gave you freedom to do whatever you want.
Don't waste your time
Yoga is a
and don't just be smart, you know. Live as a smart person. And a smart person is who know how to use his time.
So in Christianity, there's nothing called is it.
You know, when I was a kid,
There is something good and there is something bad.
I used to work like for a long walk to go to the library. But I used to play. I mean, like I am really an outdoor person. But you cannot play the whole day as a kid, right? So I used to go and I read a lot. And then if I go back on time and think about what I did when I was a kid, about spending a lot of time reading, I find that this is was very important in my life, and it was able to shape me in different way.
Isn't it better than yoga? Isn't it better than self-worship?
When you start investing in your knowledge in a very early age,
Which one is better?
when you are in the age of 10, you are 18. When you are 18, you are 30.
Feel that he is someone.
When you are 30, you are maybe 50 or 60. So it's not the time who make you a different person, it's how you invest the time.
Why you want to do that?
Otherwise, all of us will go through the same day, the same night, the same 24 hours.
You will get all the time.
But there's one of us who took that time as different level of joy.
When you are old,
So I used really to enjoy a lot reading. I used to read. I mean, I love really reading, learning.
will take you 3 hours.
It was for me like the biggest TV Discovery channel at that time. I cannot stop reading books, and the more I read, the more I change. the more I'm different,
Don't waste your time,
the more I'm aware,
and
the
don't
more people listen
just
to
be
me.
smart, you know. Live
The
live
more
as
when
a
I go
smart
to a
person.
place, if I open my
A
mouth,
smart
people will
person
listen.
is who knows
So
how to use his time.
life is not about how many years you did live, and this is not a philosophy, this is reality. Life is about how much you will
I
accomplish
used to
inside
go
your head.
for a long, long, long walk to go to the library.
Knowledge
But I
is
used
the
to think,
most
I mean, like I'm a really
powerful
hardcore
accomplishment a
person.
human being he can
You can
accomplish.
play the whole day as a kid, right? So I used to go
You
and read
can,
a lot.
you can, if you have
And then
knowledge,
if I go back on
you
time
can
and
build a
think about
house
what I did when I was
in
a
a few
kid,
days, and if you
I
have no
was
knowledge, it
spending
can
a lot
take you
of time
forever.
reading.
Even it's physical.
I found
Even
that
the physical thing,
was very
knowledge can
important in my
change the
life,
physical.
and it was able to shape me in different way.
So uh, that's why I'm
When you
against
start
what is called
investing in your knowledge
yoga,
at a
and
very early age,
I mean, there is many way of yoga. The best
by
yoga
the age
is
of 10,
the one you
you
enjoy it
are
in your
18.
brain by learning.
When you are 18,
That is the
you are
best yoga.
30. When you
And the
are
best
30,
about it,
you are
that God,
80.
He
You
gave
are
us
60.
endless,
So
let us say,
it's not
I
the
mean,
time
learning is a
that
process,
makes you
never
a
stop. You
different
want,
person. It's how
I
you
still know
invest the
nothing.
time.
I mean, it doesn't matter how much I read, still I need
All
more.
of us, we go through the same
For
day,
simply, there's a
the
lot more.
same
We
day,
know nothing.
the same in 24 hours.
And that make it
But each
really
one of us
very interesting life.
who took that
That
time
every
with a
day
different
you
level
learn.
of joy. So I
You know,
used
there's
to
one of the things I
never
do
got reading. I used to read.
uh,
I mean, I
by
love
the help of the
reading and
internet.
learning. It was for
So
me
to refresh my memory,
the biggest
I type a
discovery
sentence
channel
in
to go to.
Google. A sentence, something I know. It's which
How
book
can
is
I
exist,
stop reading books?
and then that sentence would
And
show me in the
the
search
more I
engine
read, the more I
many
learn,
other books which I never read yet.
the more I'm different.
But
The
that
more I
sentence is
read,
mentioned
the more people
in a
listen to me.
story or something in a book I
You know,
read
when I
before,
go to a place, if I open my
book
mouth
of
to say
history or
something,
religion or etc.
so
And then when I get
life is not
other
about
books speaking
how
about the
many
same
years you're gonna
sentence, I
live.
became more
This
curious
is
to
not a
see
philosophy. This is
why this
reality.
sentence is there. And then you
Life is
start
about
reading the
how
story
much
there, and
you
you
will
will find
accomplish
more
inside your
reference
head.
and more things and more interesting stuff
Knowledge
which you never heard before. So you
is the
find
most
yourself, doesn't
powerful
matter
accomplishment a human being he
how
can
much you
do in
learn,
one day.
how much you read, still
You can,
there's way more.
you can. If you have knowledge,
Um,
you can build a house in few
you
days.
need to write more
And if you have
books
no knowledge,
in
it can take you forever.
Christianity and life.
Even it's
Okay,
physical.
we just made one.
Even the physical thing, knowledge can change
The best books is the ones, you know, you're talking, listen to me. I'm sharing my ideas. Well, this is a book. I mean, life is a book.
So,
Life is a book, my friend.
uh,
Yeah. But, the different is, it's something you write but these days we have audio, people, they can record.
there's
And
many ways of
so
the best
life is a
learning
book.
the one you enjoy it in your
And
brain by
uh,
learning.
with the digital
That is the
technology
best
today,
learning.
uh,
And the best about
there's
it,
people making
that
books every
God
day.
He gave us
There's
endless,
teachers. Like
let
today,
us say,
we watched a video of
I
this
mean, learning is
old
about this
Christian man. You
non-stop.
remember the video we played
I still know
about
nothing.
the
And it
code in
doesn't matter how
Genesis?
much I read, still I
I
need
did
more.
not read a book of this guy,
Also,
but I saw his
about
book.
more. We know nothing.
He just shared with me
And that make it
an
really
idea
very
which can
interesting
be
life.
written in a book, but it was
That
by
every
voice.
day you learn.
I heard it from him. Actually,
That is one
for
of the
me,
things I do.
I know about those names, but I never thought about it this way. So
By
I
the
can
help
say
of the
that this
internet.
guy, he,
So
let us
to
say,
refresh my
open
memory,
different door for me to
I
see
type a
things
sentence.
in a better way. Let us say
The
more
sentence
light.
is something I know. It's which book is
He
it?
put more spotlight.
And
So
then that sentence
this is how a person,
will
he
show me
can
in the search
really
engine
help you.
many
I don't know this
things
guy.
which I
I don't know even his name.
But that sentence
So
is mentioned in a story
the
or
process
something
of
in a book
learning,
I read before.
it can be in
History
any
or
ways.
religion or
So today we live in the time of
then
technology,
I
and I
get
can
other
speak
books
to you, yet you
speaking
live
about the
in
same
the end of the
sentence. I
world.
became more
But
curious
still, it's a book.
why this sentence is there.
The
And you
ideas we
start
share
reading
with
the
you, you
story,
share with
you
me.
find
It
more
can be a
reference
book.
and more things and more
A book is
interesting
not
stuff
really,
which you
sometimes
never
books
heard.
can be silly,
So you
can
find
be
yourself,
stupid sometimes.
doesn't matter
As people can be stupid too.
how much you
But it
learn,
still can be a book. You
how
can make
much
your
you
life
read,
story as a book.
still
How your wife,
there
she
is
put some
way more.
makeup, and then she made you believe that she's pretty.
Um,
I'm just joking. And then you marry her,
And then after 2 months, you say, oh man, she's not pretty. So what happened? Okay, I don't like her no more. And then how you did fool her and make her believe that you are the man. And you made her agree to marry you. And in the beginning, she starts calling you honey. And then after that, she noticed that you are not, there's no honey on you at all. This is a book. It's a book. A human being, he live. There's a book you write. You know, I would say it's a thought you think. And there's a book which happened to you. That is different kind of book. So, I mean, yeah, all of this is kind of books. Christians accepted that Jesus and Isa are different. Yes, we accept that. Isa is not a person, have nothing to do with Jesus. You see, this is, here we go. Look what the Muslims, you know, we are talking about what, and what the Muslims talking about. Look at this. They are suffering from flight of thought. They are in different galaxy. Ha 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 ha. Christian accepted that Jesus and Isa is different. You idiot. You just said Jesus and Isa yourself. So you just admitted that they are different, because if Jesus is Isa, you don't say Jesus and Isa. Aren't you the one who said Jesus and Isa? Have you ever heard of somebody putting the word "and" between the same person? It can be in any ways. So today we live in the time of technology, and I can speak to you, yet you. This is another book. But still, it's a book. Nada Azhari, a Muslim woman. She decided to think, and she gave us an amazing answer. Thank you, Nada Azhari. Can be stupid sometimes. Can be stupid too. You can make your life story as a book. Well, Isa in the Quran, he is the nephew of Harun and Moses. Give me some advice about what, my friend? And then how you did fool her and make her believe that you are the man. And you made her agree to marry you. And in the beginning she started. No problem, you know. But by the way, here you notice how you see how I use their words to refute them. It's their question. I mean, the refutation is in the question. Do you notice that? Many of us, we don't notice that in the question there's an answer. You know, I would say it's a thought. So when somebody is trying to make a mockery of you, that person can make a mockery if you are not really focusing and you are not enough smart. I mean, yeah, all of this is kind of books. So this person trying to make a mockery, but in fact, it doesn't work with us. And that's why they don't dare to, you know. Yeah. Go ahead, do mockery. Indira saying to me, please take a rest. So Indira saying to me, get out of here. Is that what you are saying, Indira? Thank you. They are in different galaxies. Christian accepted that Jesus and Isa is different. Anything else? Jesus and Isa yourself. So you just Nada Azhari, you see, you are calling people cowards. I am going to block you. You are the one who kiss black stones, and you are the one who talk about paganism. As long as you mention the word paganism, let me show you something in your Quran. Not only you Muslims kiss a black stone, even Allah, He ordered His prophet to build the statues inside the synagogue. Let me show you something, because you are silly like your prophet. If we type the word tamathil in the search engine, tamathil means statues. In chapter 21, verse number 52, Abraham, he said to his father, this is a statue, you are going to worship it? And then the stupid Quran, in different chapter, 34, verse number 13, says that Allah, He made the genies make for Sulaiman synagogue with the statues. And if you read the translation here, I don't see the word statues. Change the translator. Just to show you who's the pagan. I mean, the refutation is in the question. You kiss the black stone, you bow in front of a stone, you go around the stone, you pray in the direction of a stone, and yet you talk about paganism. So when somebody is trying to change the translator, this is Hilali. I mean, look at the lies in the translation, unbelievable. The word status disappear. Let's see this one.
Ah, see, here it
So this
appears.
person trying to make a mockery, but in fact,
I thought Muhammad, he destroyed the statues around the Kaaba.
there to,
Yet in the Quran, Allah, he ordered his prophet Sulaiman to order the genies and the Afrit to make statues.
saying to me, get out of here. Is that what you are saying?
If you read the interpretation, they will say those are statues of uh, prophets.
Anything else?
Okay, I'm not going to go there. But this is what they do to themselves. You know, they call us names, and you see how you answer them? From the insult, we get them the answer. This is why we say knowledge is very important. Those Muslims, they can make fun of you if you are ignorant. The second you have answer for every question, they are no one. So let us say a Muslim who play a religious, he play musician between the deaf, which means he can claim to be a musician if he is playing in the front of the deaf. So just he move his hand in the top of the machine, but the fact he's not playing. And if he playing, it's awful.
In different chapter, 34 verse number 13 says that Allah, he made the
You know what I mean?
make
So if you are deaf, their words can blind you, can fool you. Because you are not, you are hearing nothing, you know, you have no knowledge.
Here, I don't see the word status. Change the translator. Just to show
You know, Muhammad, he remind me when the Muslim they say Muhammad was the best of mankind. That remind me of a guy he decided to work as a striptease in the Women Blind Club.
change the translator. This is Hilali. I mean, look at the lines.
This is how handsome he was.
The word status disappear.
So they have a guy, his name is Muhammad, he is stripping for the blind. And those blind, they decide that he is the most handsome.
I thought Muhammad, he destroyed the statues.
To judge that Muhammad is good or bad, shouldn't you be able even to say your mind in a free way about him before you can judge him?
To order the genie.
You Muslims, you are forced and you are blind to be blind. And you are forced to make a judgment about how handsome he is, yet you cannot see him and you are blind. So you open a striptease club for the blind and you get Muhammad in the stage and Muhammad is stripping and you say, Subhanallah, how sexy he is. He is the best of mankind. Like the man is rapist, how he's the best of mankind. The man is after children, that is the best of mankind. The guy, they found him in the bed with his maid, and this is the best of mankind. The guy, he went to his own wife's son and a son wife, and he flirted with her in the house. He's the best of the mankind. This is a blind striptease club. They didn't know who was on the stage. Just tell them his name is Muhammad, the praised one. Even the name blinded you, praised one. So how you can even speak negative about the praised one? The name alone is blinding.
So just he moved his hand in the top of the machine, but the fact he's not playing. And if he playing,
That's why I say stupidity is amazing. You know, by the way, I have a fear. Anyone knows what is my fear? It's not from death, it's not from war, it's not from... my fear is to be with someone stupid. Unbelievable. I hate it. I would, you know. Stupidity is number one problem in this earth.
was the best of mankind. That reminded
It is the most scary problem.
in the Women Blind Club. This is how handsome he was.
I know Muhammad is the best of mankind.
So they have a guy, his name is Muhammad, he is stripping for the blind. And those blind, they decide that he is the most handsome.
Yeah, brother, he's the best of mankind, brother. And you know that they compete about how they describe him.
To say your mind,
There's a video, you remember the video of Mufti Monique, whatever his name, talking about Muhammad, and the guy is almost crying. A guy, he saw him, he looked at the moon and looked at the prophet. He looked at the moon, he looked at the prophet, and he looked at the moon. And come on, man.
so you open a striptease club for the blind and you get Muhammad in the stage and
We
Muhammad
worship Jesus.
and you say Subhanallah, how sexy he is. He is the best of mankind. Like the man is rapist, How is the best of
We
mankind?
lost connection for a
Man is
minute.
after children.
Anyway,
The best of mankind.
uh,
They found him in the bed with his maid, and he's the best of mankind.
yeah, and supposedly the
They
moon is
went
so
to his
beautiful. You
own
know, the moon
wife's
is
side,
disgusting. If
and
you
his
see the
third
moon,
wife
by the way, it's
lived with her
beautiful
in the house. He's the best
because
of
thanks
mankind.
God our vision is not good. You know what I mean? So if your vision is so good, then you will notice that the moon is not really that beautiful at all. The more, I don't know if you have like a camera who can zoom in the moon, you can see, I mean, the moon is not really that good looking at all. But because we are blinded, we see only the shiny face, but we don't see the face, so we think it's beautiful. And people make poetry about it.
Anyone knows what is my fear? It's not from death, it's not from war.
And this is what happens when you see a woman with a lot of makeup. You know, once my mom, she sent me to take cookies to neighbors. So anyway, this woman, she come always to our house, and she's a Muslim actually. So I know her, you know. So once my mom, I never went to their house. So my mom, she said to me, take this dish and take it to her, okay? So I went, I knocked at the door, and then she opened the door. I said, do this woman live here? She said, yeah, it's me. I said, what? She said, what's wrong with you? It's me. Auntie, whatever. You know, her, like she called herself Auntie because I'm just a kid. I said, what? I mean, she looked totally different. Who is this woman? I could not recognize her. There's no way this is her. I mean, what happened, man? So I went home. I told Mom, I gave her to her, but I don't think it's her. She said, what do you mean? I said, I don't know. The woman, she opened the door, she looked totally different. But she have the same voice. Maybe it's her sister. So she talked to her over the phone. She said to her, did my son give you the dish? She said, yeah, but he was like, I don't know what happened. He was like, he didn't want to give it to me first. He went downstairs. I called him again. And I told him, where are you going? What do you want to give me? Show me what is in your hand, you know? And I was like, this is not her. It must be the wrong apartment.
But because we are blinded, we see only the shiny face, but we don't see the
Unbelievable.
face. So we think it's beautiful.
Yeah, anyway.
And people make
Makeup. What you can do. Do you know how much money a human being spend on makeup? Oh man, trillions of dollars.
You know, once my
Something you put in your face and you watch it after a few hours.
neighbors. So anyway, this woman, she come always to our
Yeah, well, my mom, she never told me that, hey, be ready, you will see a different person when she opened the door and she is at home, okay? And later I learned that this woman, she don't open the door unless she have makeup. But just because I'm a kid, you know, she opened the door, you know. But if she is not ready to open the door, she will not let anyone see her unless she have full makeup.
She said, yeah,
Yeah.
me. I said, what?
شكلها عسل يا حمادة ده عسل بشكل عسل أسود عسل أسود, which is the best عسل, right? The more sweet.
Who is this woman? I could not recognize her. There's no way this is her.
Anyway.
I mean, what happened, man?
Wait. Mocking Abdul, seeing Abdul would have a drink. I don't know what you are saying. Guys, speak to me in my language, please, so I can understand. Mama Kala become a devil? What Mama Kala? What is that? You see, before I go live, I hit my head with an egg, and because this is how I break the eggs, and I forgot my Indonesian language. So what is that? Mama Kala become a devil. Who is Mama Kala?
And I was like, this is not her.
Is that the wife of Zachariah? I feel he's Lebanese or Middle Eastern.
Haris, you are thinking too much. Don't think much, my friend. You might hurt your head. I think, I think he is Lebanese or Middle Eastern. I think that's deep. That's very deep.
Trillions of dollars.
Oh boy.
Something you put in your face and you watch it
All
out
right.
of yours.
Is going to bed morning time. Yeah, I don't feel sleep. Actually, I don't know. I did not sleep even. I mean, like I woke up very early, but I saw this comment, and this comment gave me extra charge for my battery, so I decided to go live. And now I don't know what to do, huh?
She opened the door, you know. But if she is not ready to open the door,
Hit with the two horn. You need the horn to hit.
full makeup. Yeah.
Let's see. I feel sorry for the Lebanese people. You know, Lebanese. I mean, this country used to be beautiful, and now they are. I mean, those countries, Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Iraq. The only thing I can say, I feel sorry for them. At the same time, I say, thank God I don't live in the Middle East no more. Do you miss us, CP? When you say us, do you mean Allah? Who is us? Do you miss us? Do you mean Allah? Because Allah, He called Himself us. He called Himself us. He called Himself we. Yeah. Don't go, you just came. Okay. I will stay until you leave. Just let me know when you are leaving and I will go.
And I forgot my Indonesian language.
Just cooking? What are you cooking? Nengasi? That is an Indonesian name, right? Nengasi. Nengasi. Nengasi.
Haris, you are thinking too much.
Anyway.
Don't think much, my friend.
Thank God I don't work in the Indonesian airport customs. Reading all these Indonesian names, I will spend my life like Nengasi. What's your name? Sakaruta. So what? You know, like okay. So they will fire me. By the time I read the names of the ones coming from the airplane, God knows what will happen. It will take me maybe a year to finish one airplane.
But I saw this comment, and this comment gave me extra charge for my battery, so I decided to go live. And now I don't know what to do, huh?
Let's see, please say this. I am the kid. I have a kid who CP convinced to leave Islam. I have a special message for him. Special message? It's good to have a special message.
I mean, this country
All right.
used to be beautiful, and now they are. I mean, those countries, Lebanon, Syria.
Anything else?
The only thing I can say, I feel sorry for.
Do you know Michael Schusterberg? I mean, the name alone is scary. What is it? Sternberger?
When you say us, do you mean Allah?
His last name is Burger. I don't know him. I know Burger.
Who is us?
Sometimes I eat burger. No.
Do you miss us?
The only thing I don't like to eat is hot dogs.
He called himself us.
I have a phobia, you know, like dogs, you know, like hot dogs. Like what?
Don't go, you just came. Okay.
The squid sauce, you want to call for what purpose? Are you a Muslim? If you are a Muslim, you can call me when we go live again. Yeah, I think it's time to go. It's getting late. It's already too late. No, we will not take calls for now. Have you ever been heartbroken? You know, to be honest with you, when I joined the army, there is something they noticed. They told me, we found your liver, but we could not find your heart. Have you ever been heartbroken? My friend, things can break my heart if I see a poor person, a child get killed. Those things break my heart. But a woman break my heart? No. Let CP see this. I am the kid. I can be sad to see someone don't deserve to die, someone don't deserve to be hurt. You know, those things can, they can make me, let us say, feel bad. But I understand how life is, and I think you should be smart and understood very well that you cannot force people to love you. And if you understand that, then your heart should not be broken ever. Because what happened, usually we blind ourselves and we decide to believe that we should be loved. The other person, he have no right not to be love me. So when this person he don't love you or she don't love you, then you will feel like your heart is broken. That's because you did not think correctly. Love, first, the only true love is love of the Lord. The rest is a changeable, which means a woman or a man who loves you today, they might not tomorrow. Unless it's maybe your mother. That is different kind of love. But if you understand what word love mean, you should not have a broken heart. Because you should understand the terms and the condition of the love. The terms of and the condition is I receive love and I give love. So if the person in front of me he don't want to give me love, that's his right or her right. So why your heart is broken? That's because you did not understand the terms and the conditions of the relationship.
Things can break my heart if I see
It's not you who decide.
a poor person,
Love is not
a
something you
child
decide.
killed. Those things
Love is an exchange of
but the
feeling
women break my heart.
between two. And as long as a human being is not a fixed machine,
I can be
his
sad
feeling
to
or her
see
feeling can change.
someone don't
So
deserve to
anytime
die,
you should
someone
expect
don't deserve to be
that
hurt.
that love, it might not exist tomorrow.
Those things can, they can make me.
Does CP get lonely with no wife? No.
I understand how life is.
I am not lonely. I am by myself by
I
choice.
think
Otherwise, I can
you
get
should
married
be
easy.
smart and
Uh,
understood.
there's a choice you make
That
in your
you
life.
cannot force people to love you. And if you understand that, then your heart should not be broken ever. Because what happened, usually we blind ourselves and we decide to believe that we should be loved. The other person, he have no right not to be love me. So when this person he don't love you or she don't love you, then you will feel like your heart is broken. That's because you did not think correctly. Love, first, the only true love is love of the Lord. The rest is a changeable, which means a woman or a man who loves you today, they might not tomorrow. Unless it's maybe your mother. That is different kind of love. But if you understand what word love mean, you should not have a broken heart. Because you should understand the terms and the condition of the love. The terms of and the condition is I receive love and I give love. So if the person in front of me he don't want to give me love, that's his right or her right. So why your heart is broken? That's because you did not understand the terms and the conditions of the relationship. Things can break my heart if I see it's not you who decide. Love is not something you decide. Love is an exchange of feeling between two. And as long as a human being is not a fixed machine, his feeling or her feeling can change. So anytime you should expect that that love, it might not exist tomorrow. Does CP get lonely with no wife? No. I am not lonely. I am by myself by choice. Otherwise, I can get married easy. Uh, there's a choice you make in your life. And if you understand that, then your heart should not be broken ever. Because what happened, usually we blind ourselves and we decide to believe
we should be loved. The other person, he have no right not to be loved me. So when this person he don't love you or she don't love you, then you will feel like your heart is broken. That's because you did not think correctly. Love, first, the only true love is love of the Lord. The rest is a changeable, which means a woman or a man who loves you today. Children, they grow and they start doing drugs and ending in crimes and etc. Why? Because the family does not exist. You have two parents who keep using false language, bad language. They smoke in the front of their kids. They speak filthy language. The child, he start learning those languages and he became the same as the parents. The parents have a huge influence in a child. They are the one who decide from the start. It's like when you plant little tiny plant. If you give it the right like amount of water, sun, you know, protection, that plant will grow correctly. If you don't, it's going to go and grow in the wrong direction. All right.
all is due to wrong relations and kids without marriages. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, if even if the parents, let us say, they are in good relationship, if we can say, but if they have a bad mouth, if they have a bad habit, if they get a drunk, if they take a drugs, so what do you expect from the child? Even if the parents, they love each other, let's say, you know, still they gave a very bad example. Uh, all right, anything else? CP, how to make more CP? I hope not. That would be horrible. Not for the, not for Muhammad, for at least. All right. Do your neighbors know that you are someone who nightmare of Islam? No, my neighbors don't really know, but I mean, uh, actually, I have my neighbor, you know, I told him 1 million times, don't come and knock at my door. Text me first. And this neighbor, he keep coming and knocking at the door. Yeah. No, I don't, you know, but there is no need for news to know. I mean, who is CP for then? Why do we need to know? They have nothing to do with that. Anyway, guys, I think we have enough for today. 10 minutes more, please. What is that? For what? Break the backbone of Bangladeshi famous. His name Miznur Rahman. Okay, please challenge him. We challenge all of them and we will challenge them. You see, don't go around and make the fool famous. You know, go. You know, if you know him, just text him. Say, do you dare to call this person? But if I talk about him, make a challenge, I did not really help the cause as much as just promoted his name. It's like, you know, Zakir Naik, he made a video. They said to him, Brother Tithar, what if you ask him go thing? Why you don't debate David Wood? David Wood is a person who do not know, and he want to be known. So if you debate him, I'm going to promote him. You stupid idiot! You just say his name and his, you know, full name, and you know, you just promoted him. So you said you want to debate him because if you debate him, so why you are talking about him? You make a special video about it, mention his name, and you don't want to promote him. How smart! Okay, genius. Never fall in love. For sure, I fall in love. I like baklava, you know. Never invite me to your house and leave baklava in front of me. Your baklava at risk, guaranteed. Once there is a Saudi guy, you know, he's a prince. So the maid opened the door, like the visitor room. It's a huge, big room. And then they put some baklava in front of me. And then the guy, he is busy talking on the phone. They told me they will be with you soon. So then he came like after 5 minutes. And in front of me, hey, there's a big tray of baklava. So I said, let me try one. And then I said, you know what, 2 more. Then I said 3 more. I mean, what is going to hurt? 5 more, 10 more. I mean, then the guy, he came and he said, did anyone came when I wasn't here? I said, no, only me. He said, Subhanallah. So what happened to the baklava tray? I said, well, it's I'm just testing it. He said, you are testing it. You know, almost half of the tray is gone. You know, and then like he learned that's okay. You know, yeah, actually he's just joking. You know, this guy is very wealthy, but he's just joking. But he could not believe it. That's
in just in a few minutes, most of the tray is gone. You know, I'm just testing it, man. Like, you know, it's not a big deal. I don't even drink water. He said, don't you need water? I said, for what? It's not even sweet. Yeah. Anyway, any other thing? Yeah, but I don't eat baklava as before. You know, before I used to like, I can eat 2 kilos easy. You know, and the baklava they make in the state is have nothing to do with the true baklava. Here you will see a guy, you know, like they sell them in like Walmart or etc. I think what they do, they watch videos on YouTube about how to make baklava and they try to make it, but it doesn't taste the same. Let us see. There's many churches is doing business now and make people think wrongly about Jesus. My friend, why you want to learn about Jesus from a church building? The church is not a building, is not a priest. The church first is the people. Same time, the first place you learn about Jesus from is Jesus, not from me. What if I do something wrong? What I have to do with Jesus? Why we judge? I mean, why we became people who follow a man, not God. So you don't learn about Jesus and you don't judge Jesus by me. You don't learn about Jesus from me.
Di channel Rumah Apologet Kristen, bisa dikatakan ini sedang hangat ya dibicarakan di mana-mana ya, yang sedang gonjang-ganjing di dunia apologeter, dunia apologet, tentang seorang guru ya, seorang ustadz yang merupakan guru, dianggap seorang guru di antara para ustadz-ustadz lainnya, yang sering disapa Gurunda Zulkifli M. Abbas ini. Beliau membuat sebuah pernyataan yang mana merupakan pernyataan yang bisa dikatakan membuat dunia apologet berguncang ya teman-teman, yakni dia menuduh terkait dengan Ibu Fatimah Sakdia ya, bahwa dia pernah mengadakan chat Zoom ya beberapa tahun lalu dengan Bu Fatimah Sakdia. Kemudian dia juga mengatakan bahwa dia mengakui dia lebih senang untuk berhubungan dengan pohon pisang ya dan kambing daripada dengan manusia ya, seperti Ibu Fatimah Sakdia. Dan kali ini yang menarik lagi, kita mau mengangkat dari video dari seorang sang debaters yang mana sedang mengkaji video dari Gurunda Zulkifli Muhammad Abbas ini terkait dengan topik ini ya, sehingga teman-teman kita bisa melihat bagaimana kepintaran ya dari seorang sang debaters mengulas sebuah topik ini untuk menjadi sebuah topik yang menarik untuk dibahas ya, karena sang debaters itu mengangkat sampai pada ke dasar-dasar dari topik yang sedang hangat ini ya. Jadi menarik ya. Jadi kita akan coba mengkaji bersama satu video yang dibuat oleh sang debaters, dan kita akan melihat ya teman-teman ya, bahwa bagaimana sang debaters mengulas atau mengajarkan Zulkifli M. Abbas ini ya, terkait dengan pengakuan dia ya, yang begitu lebih senang berhubungan dengan pohon pisang atau dengan kambing daripada dengan manusia yang menurut dia manusia jelek. Nah, ya jelek dalam pemahaman atau penglihatan dari si Zulkifli Muhammad Abbas ini ya. Oke ya, kita coba bersama dulu sebelum kita saling berdiskusi. Oh ya, saya lupa ya, saya mau bagikan juga link diskusi ya teman-teman. Kita bisa saling berdiskusi di sini. Saya akan membagikan link diskusi ini. Teman-teman yang lain, tolong juga